Okay, good morning once again. So, my name is Mohammed Mustafa Yakubu, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome everyone to the Cardano Summit 2023 Kumasi community-led event. As I mentioned, this is the third edition of the summit, and since 2021, the Cardano Summit has been evolving, and it's an opportunity for everyone to learn about the Cardano ecosystem, celebrate Cardano blockchain and what projects are happening on the ecosystem, and how Africans, especially we Ghanaians, how we can tap into the potentials and opportunities of the Cardano blockchain. So I would like to use this opportunity to introduce my colleague organizers or co-speakers. One of them is Madam Efia Osu, who is here with us all the way from Accra. In fact, he's joining us from Accra, and I think we have to applaud her again for taking her time out from her busy schedules to join us for this year's summit. She's the team lead for WADA Global. WADA, later when she joins us, she'll tell us what WADA is and what WADA does for Africans or West Africans and Ghanaians as well. Having said that, I have Jeremiah Bani, who is also here with us to speak. And he's a Cardano ambassador, as I am, and he's also the co-host for this year's summit. So we are glad to have Jeremiah Bani joining us. He's going to talk about Cardano Project Catalyst and some other topics. I forgot to mention that Madame Efia is here with two guests, Miss Eura and Miss Efia. Can you just wave us? Okay, so they come together from Accra. And also I have Mr. Alasan Yaminu. Yaminu is a blockchain advocate. Over the years, he's been spearheading and creating a lot of awareness around blockchain. So if you can please wave us, Mr. Alasan. Let's see you. He's going to talk about decentralized autonomous organizations and its relevance on the Cardano blockchain. And then the team, as you see, we have Sidi Ziblim. He's with us as the technical director. Sidi, let's see you with a cool hat. And Osman is outside there doing the registrations. He's not here with us. And then I have Abu Osman, alias Policeman, who followed our caravan from Tamale to help us and ensure that, let's see you, Policeman, ensure that we have a smooth organization. Right, so without saying much, I just want to play an introductory video or a welcome video from the CEO of Cardano Foundation in the person of Frederick. And I would like you to pay keen attention to the video and listen to his keynote welcome address, as well as some other presentations from Cardano partners. So let's all watch the video.
The Every year, the Cardano Foundation selects a community project to create and deliver the official Cardano site NFTs, showcasing the intersection of technology and positive change. This year, the NFT collection will revolve around the theme of blockchain for social impact, emphasizing how blockchain can contribute to creating a better world. Impala has been chosen as the partner to bring these themes to life. With Impala, NFT Venice, we'd like to change the world. In the heart of Africa, at the intersection of opportunity and innovation, you can find Impact, a real-time blockchain project built on Cardano. Impact story began in Beira, Mozambique, where we leveraged funds from the Cardano community to deliver Impact's first climate-smart affordable homes, transforming the lives of 35 families.
There's nothing more comforting rather than knowing that you are paying for something that you are going to own.
I've been working for the past, I should say, 10 years in my life. But managing to get money into the national environment is very difficult. To be a very, very great opportunity of a lifetime.
Empower's journey is just beginning as we strive to facilitate financial inclusion across Africa, build a real-world application for blockchain technology, and ensure a sustainable lasting impact. Attendees can join Empower at the Cardano Summit 2023, a global blockchain event. They can explore how affordable climate-smart housing has made a significant impact while bolstering the practical application of Cardano's groundbreaking technology.
Right, so that is the end of the CEO's welcomes address. And listening to Frederick, I think he highlighted on some of the on this year's theme, which is blockchain for social impact, as well as he talked about some of the 3 thematic areas that this year's summit is going to address. 1, operational resilience, adoption, and education. And so basically these are the 3 areas that we'll also be discussing, and our speakers will try as much as possible to let you understand, especially some of us who are newbies. This morning someone asked me during the registration that what is actually Cardano about, and I told the person that in fact this is why we are here, to be an opportunity for the person to learn about the Cardano, learn about Cardano ecosystem. So today is actually for Cardano. It's not for cryptocurrency, it's not for blockchain, but for Cardano. So we look at Cardano, blockchain, the ecosystem, the community, and all that. So we'll just take our first presentation. I'll end it here with my introductory notes. Then we'll take the first presentation from Madam Efia Owusu, who will take us through who highlight and also talk about what that does as a, and then also let you know some of the opportunities that you stand to gain, especially as ladies, because she presents herself as an inspiration. Seeing her as a lady and of her age, you in fact share with you some of the benefits she has gained personally, and how young people like us and young ladies can also take advantage of Cardano blockchain to grow themselves professionally and also contribute to society development. So thank you so much for the audience, and I invite Madam Ifyo to the podium. Let me look for the presentation. All right. Yeah, we are just training from Facebook. So.
Oh, okay. So I should stand here.
Yes.
I go this way.
Yes.
Thank you all, as Mr. said, for coming, and then welcome to Cardano Summit 2023. We are glad we are here, and I promise you not regret. What's the purpose of Cardano Summit? The summit is an event around Cardano. And as somebody was asked, what's a Cardano? Cardano is the blockchain platform. I don't know whether you guys know what blockchain is, but then blockchain has various platforms. And Cardano is one of such platforms formed under peer review, research, and through evidence-based methods. I'm sure most of you know Bitcoin. Most of you know Ethereum. They are all blockchain platforms. There are other ones, Solano, but Cardano is also a blockchain platform, which the person who initiated it had gone through all this Bitcoin, Ethereum. Actually, he was a co-founder with Ethereum, the guys who founded it. Has gone through all this and then has taken out the loopholes, the things that he's seen that are not really building the blockchain, and brought them together to form the Cardano blockchain. So after the Cardano blockchain, then activities are there to make the blockchain really interactive and interesting. And one of such activities is the Cardano Summit. As you heard the CEO say, the summit is supposed to be a celebration for us on the Cardano platform to really see the good works of the platform. So at the summit, one of the things that you have to do is community engagement. You have to engage with people. You have to network. And if you are able to go to Dubai, you showcase your projects. There are a number of projects going around. You showcase your projects. And then other events will be announced. People who want to do other things can also announce them. Networking is really, really important. Then the educational content. A lot of education is going on the Cardano platform, which is shown at the summit. So, as Mus said, there are a lot of community-led events because we cannot all go to Dubai. There are a number of community-led events all over the world. It's a global thing. And this year, the theme or the agenda for the summit is operational resilience. How can we stand the times that we are going through? The challenges that the communities are facing now. How can the platform be able to answer to those things currently going around the world? Everybody crying, the world is at a standstill, or the world is going this way. Education, very, very important. If you are not educated, you do things blindly. You just get confused about everything. So one of the thoughts of Cardano or the summit is really educate people what's going on around. People are going into blockchain, Web3, blah, blah, AI. So what are these? What are the importance of these things into our daily life? That's the education aspect. And this will be done, a lot of education will be done at the summit. And currently what we are doing here is also to educate you, for you to know about Cardano as a blockchain, and then the summit. But then educate you what blockchain is and what Cardano blockchain stands for. And adaptation. Through education, you are able to really understand and appreciate the blockchain. You adapt it to your daily life, you adapt it to what you are doing in your project, and you see the benefits of it. So there are a number of speakers. You just saw a few of them, but there are a number of speakers and activities going on across the world. This is just a couple of them. But then, as Mus said, please, after here, the summit actually ends tomorrow. You can log on to the summit site, and you can go through all the speakers here, what they say. It will be there on, and it's been interesting and very educative and very informative. and you can log on there and listen to all of this. So why a summit? Summit, as I said, is celebrating the Cardano community and providing projects with a platform. There are a lot of projects that have been done on the blockchain. Our colleagues in this year, we saw them yesterday. They went to launch their project there. Value creation, connecting the online world to the blockchain. That's the value, as I said, is bringing all of us together. Value capture, businesses of blockchain. I know people think that what is blockchain, but there are a lot of things you can do on the blockchain. I was surprised that you can do dressmaking on the blockchain. Are you surprised? A lot of things can be done on the blockchain. So how do you get to know this? If you don't educate yourself, if you don't come on board, you'll not be able to understand it. Upgrading the systems of the world. As I said, we started from Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Now we are going, we don't know which web we get to. Currently we are in Web 3 and doing everything, intertwining and everything. So the protocols, the governance, the parameters, and the monitoring policy. So where is this happening? As I said, the main event is happening in Dubai. It started 2 days ago, very interesting events. If you log on, you can review them. Then we have the community-led events over 25 locations. Unfortunately, this year the locations are very few. Last year it was in Accra alone, in Ghana alone. I hosted one in Accra. He did here, and then Jeremy did his in Tamale. So in Accra alone were 3, and all over the world. This year they just selected a few. I don't know for what reason. But then, as I said, these are some of the places that we are having the summits. Normally it's all over, but then you can go online and log on to see what's going on. So why Cardano? What is it all this about Cardano? As we said, Cardano is a unique social and financial operating system based on blockchain technology. There were already blockchain platforms ongoing. And then Charles, the founder of Cardano, did a lot of research to see how he can make blockchain actually benefit the ecosystem. So it's built on world work more fairly and efficiently. If you study Cardano, you see that the platform is really fair and efficient for anyone. You can be in Agbogblosi, in Accra, you can be Tamale, Naluru, in the north. You can be anywhere, provided you have internet. And then you can work on the Cardano platform easily. It's secured. It's decentralized for everybody to connect and transact safely and directly. As I said, it's the world's most decentralized blockchain. It's the world's most decentralized blockchain. So how is the structure of the Cardano platform? It comes with the Cardano Foundation, which you heard the man talking about, which is a non-profit organization. You will have all the monies to run the platform. Then the input and output, which is something like the administrative body that decide on how the platform should run. Then MFO, I'm sure you watch the video, so all those things, it's like a repetition. And then again, Cardano, because it has a proof of stake. Where basically Bitcoin is proof of work. You should have worked before you get whatever is due you. With Cardano, it's a proof of stake. If you are on the blockchain, you have your funds and whatever you stake, and you see that you get your rewards. So that is how it's designed. It's open source, it's decentralized, liquid staking, environmental friendly, seamless upgrade, and a whole lot of things that you can easily get. So that is Cardano. And where we work or where we are associated with is WADA. WADA Global is one of the organizations that is trying to brain, blockchain, specifically Cardano blockchain, that's all other blockchains, and then Web3 into the country. For not the country, but Africa on the whole, for we to be able to voice out what we are losing, for we to be able to get access, as I said. If it wasn't for WADA, I don't know whether Cardano blockchain could have been widespread in Ghana. I know Mustafa is leading the Cardano community in Ghana, but it's through the efforts of WADA that Cardano has really spread. And why are we using Cardano? Because of all the attributes I said about the platform. Because before Cardano came into the country, I know a lot of you guys were already familiar with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of people have been scammed around those ones. So when you go to a place and you want to even talk to or introduce blockchain, they go like, oh, it's a scam, because they've done those platforms. They are just there for investment, and so if you are not fast, then you see that you lose your money. But with Cardano blockchain, that is not how it is. That's why WADA has taken itself to come into Africa to introduce us to this platform, whereby there are so many things you can do on the platform, not just I have some money, I'm invested waiting. Because if that is the case, I'm sure those who could have invested in Cardano for the past 1 year could have said Cardano is a scam. But that is not the case. It's for all the other opportunities. That's why WADA is introducing Cardano into Africa. And how does WADA work? It works on 3 infrastructural pillars. It works on 3 pillars: infrastructure, education, and innovation. Education is one of these, as we are doing. We have infrastructure in Accra, we have a hub. In Kumasi, the hub is virtual, it's not really up to internally. We have a hub. We are still trying to see how we can get a hub, a well-established hub in Kumasi. It's not just Ghana, it's all over. I'll show you where each countries. Then innovation creates opportunities for people to come on board, for them to really benefit from Web3, AI, and blockchain. Currently, WADA is working, as I said, the Cardano community specifically, because of all the things you can get from it. WADA is African biased. We are, the reason why we are working with Cardano is also African biased. And then Cardano is also a 3rd generational blockchain. It's not like the Ethereum, as I said, it's not like the Ethereum and the Bitcoins that you know, but it's a well-researched platform where people can actually benefit from it. It has a treasury, Project Catalyst. I don't know whether some of you here, apart from the organizers, some of you here have heard about Project Catalyst. And somebody will talk about Project Catalyst. Okay. So as we do the presentation, you get to know about Project Catalyst and why WADA is recommending Cardano blockchain. WADA, as I said, is Africa-based, and you can find us in Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, DRC, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, Senegal, Burkina Faso, South Africa, and we are still expanding. We hope to cover most of the African countries with this knowledge that we don't need to. If you really understand the blockchain principles, the first video that he showed, if you were paying attention, you would understand that blockchain can actually eliminate corruption. Blockchain can actually eliminate middlemen and all those things for we to live a really very interesting life. So it's left with our leaders to adapt it in certain things. We can do voting on blockchain, and at the end of the day, nobody can say that you have stolen, you did this. If you give people money and they are doing blockchain, it's up to you. It's your loss. Yeah, and this one, they could have easily contacted us to do some platform for them to use, and then everything will be, at the end of the day, they wouldn't go haywire. I'm sure by the end of the day today it will be something else. So, what is the end? I think we reserve, I don't know whether we reserve questions to the very till end. We'll take questions. Yeah, so if anyone has something that he wants to ask me, a very brief introduction of Cardano and what. Okay. Okay.
Please, let's give up to Madam Ifya. Oh, sorry. Are we motivated? Are we inspired? So in fact, she highlighted the fact that if indeed we adapt blockchain, or we adapt Cardano blockchain to actually help us to eradicate corruption and even poverty, we all want to fight poverty in our houses, in our communities, even in the country, and as well as corruption. If we adapt blockchain, I think we'll be able to do away with this thing, because the governance aspect of it, which is the good thing. Imagine if the projects that the government undertakes, if these projects have been put for by the citizens, there wouldn't have been any corruption. Every agency in the country that would have been using the, I think this slide, let's just run through this slide before. But I think it was this. So I think during the video, the CEO's video, you saw the fact that you highlighted on some partners of the Cardano blockchain, and one of them is Empower. Empower has a platform where you can create NFTs, non-fungible tokens, to really sell your assets, your digital assets, and convert your assets into virtual assets in the form of non-fungible tokens and create it on the Empower platform. So you can just scan the QR code and of course you'll be able to create. So I think what that documentary is on Empower. I listed it recently. So Wanda has the documentary for the what facing the water drink, on this platform. You can go and make it with some amount of data. Right. So the UNHCR is actually in Switzerland collaborating with the Cardano Foundation to run a lot of projects to help refugees and other people that are being displaced and facing challenges. So that's one aspect I mentioned about, because the foundation is being able to get UN on board to get some money to be able to support the less advantaged or the less privileged in society. And these are some of the impacts. They accumulated over 3.5 billion ADA being staked into the platform. And then this is from Cardano Foundation, the community 1.6 billion ADA. And these are the impacts. The Switzerland UNHCR collaborates on NFTs to what? To also intervene in the Ukraine and underfunded crisis, collection by the TEP at Paris, the blockchain week and consensus by Condex, ADA Goes, was the Chadi, they say. And so these are some of the projects. And coming soon is the Cyber React NFT is also coming up. So, and they have engaged over 80,000 people with 129 delegates to the group. And so, in fact, it's another provides an opportunity to even create a stable. And whether has one or whether has a stable running on the Cardano blockchain. Those of us who want to, stake our ADA, if you have some ADA, that is Cardano ADA, you want to stake it. ADA is the native. I'll come to that place. So the UNHCR has helped over 130 million people who are in need, and it is with the power of the Cardano community. The amount of ADA they stake with them That is what they do to leverage this. So you become the face of Cardano. You can scan the Summit app, you can scan this QR or just search on App Store or Google Play, Cardano Summit 2023. You'll be able to follow the virtual sessions as we indicated. So there will be a award session tonight, I think 5 p.m. You can join the award session and see some people for some of the amazing projects that are going to go away with awards from the Cardano Foundation, the Imego, and the community as well. So these are the application interface looks like. You can download it and follow the service. So that is the end of the presentation. This is powered by the Cardano Foundation. So I'll briefly talk about the Cardano blockchain. I think Madam Ifya already talked a bit about the founder, the Cardano ecosystem. So I'll highlight a bit on it and then we'll take our subsequent presentations on the catalyst. Slide. Yeah. Okay, so this is basically to let us understand what the Cardano blockchain is more like. So you can see Cardano Ghana community. In fact, this is one of the content proposals that was successful. We are trying to build a community in Ghana, and Madam Ifya highlighted that water has been in the forefront of making Cardano visible in Ghana, and I don't doubt it because in 2021 when I was selected to host the Cardano Summit 2021. In fact, it was water that I networked with, or it was water that supported me with even resources. Despite the resources I had, the foundation, it's supported with some other resources, let's say the media, even banners, for me to be able to have a successful session of the summit. And after that, water has also provided a platform for me to even host meetups. In Kumasi here, by then I was working at State Assurance Fund as a teacher, coaching my project mate from no longer there. But we did several meetups here in Kumasi as well as in Bolga and even in Tamale. So I think I just want us to clap for water for the support that water has been rendering. And all these things that we are doing, I think it is as a result of water that we are still promoting Cardano. So, as you mentioned, co-founded by Charles Hoskinson, and founded by Coach Charles Hoskinson, the Cardano, who also the co-founder of Ethereum blockchain. And the foundation is based in Switzerland. And Cardano uses the proof of stake mechanism, and it's the largest. It's a third generation blockchain. As you can see, aside the Bitcoin blockchain, Ethereum, and is the next blockchain. So he's been a co-founder with Vital Between. He realized that he will be able to start something and also make it more spicy, try to create more solutions to aid to his blockchain. And that is why he left Ethereum, co-found Cardano. Now we understand why he co-founded Cardano. Now, it's research based, and what he does is that it is backed by three major arms. First is input output. That is the mother of JC, running the Cardano and even Imego and Cardano Foundation. So input output is basically a software company. They are an IT-oriented company that deploys software to organizations. They also develop so many applications. They do research, peer review research, and they do a lot of research and development around blockchain and technology. So that is what input output does, and the CEO is Charles Hoskinson. Now the foundation is in charge of the Cardano community. Even this summit is a Cardano Foundation that organizes the annual summit. They ensure that they get the necessary resources, get the necessary sponsors and partners on board to be able to have a successful session of the summit. So Imego is also another arm of the Cardano Foundation, and they deploy the first light wallet of Cardano called the UI wallet. I think later we'll look at the UI wallet. And so Imego is also into education. What they do is to catalyst or intensify education across the continent or across the world. So Imego Africa is even existing to ensure that African continent or African countries are well abreast with the Cardano ecosystem. Now, what the CEO wants to do is he wants to develop the Cardano blockchain in 5 pieces, basically the Byron, the CLE, the Gauguin, the Basho, and the Voltaire eras. And all these people, as my brother Jerry will say, are all prominent people, deceased now, unfortunately. But these are people that have really made a lot of name around themselves in terms of finance and mathematics. So all these people we are seeing here are either computer scientists or mathematicians or even financial gurus. And these are the names that they have used to be able to build the Cardano ecosystem. So the Byron era basically was the stage where the Cardano ecosystem was initiated, and it could only support the native cryptocurrency, which is ADA. What happens is that as a blockchain, you will need a native cryptocurrency to be able to create assets or be able to convert your assets, because it's a native cryptocurrency that will allow you to perform transactions on the ecosystem. It's either you use it to stake it or you use it to convert, because the blockchain provides you a platform to create value. So when you create value on it, it could be the cryptocurrency, it could be an asset like an NFT, it could be a smart contract, and all these things are valuable. So it is the native cryptocurrency that will allow you to be able to participate in that way. But when you are going to make a transaction, either you are selling or buying, you are trading in that native cryptocurrency, which is ADA. Do you not get it? Good. And before you do that, you need a wallet. You need a decentralized wallet, which is the UI wallet and some other wallets of the Cardano, to be able to hold ADA and participate in the blockchain. Now, during the CLE era, I think it brought about staking, where community can now, create a staking system where you can just ADA holders can be able to stake their amount of ADA. If you have 100 ADA, 200 ADA, 1,000 ADA, you can stake it with a certain community, as we see, and the community will then be making a lot of impact. To be hosting projects, it could be education, it could be decentralized application that is developing, it could be infrastructure, as we saw the UNHCR, as we see WADA, as we see Smart Schools Africa. There are several stakeholders on the blockchain that are doing amazing projects. And the Gauguins brought about smart contracts. So a smart contract is basically an agreement between two people. For instance, if I've given you a contract to maybe write my thesis for me, if I've given you, if you are someone who writes thesis and I've asked you to write my thesis for me, what happens is it's going to be recorded on the blockchain. This is the agreement. You write a contract within this period. After that, you deploy it. So once you deploy it, I'll pay you an amount of money. Let's say I'll pay you 100 ADA after you finish the project. So once you finish it, you upload it to me, it gets delivered. It is the smart contract, it is the Cardano block that's going to deliver the amount to you. And there wouldn't be any cheat, because I'm going to review the work that you have done and I'll be satisfied with it. So once I'm satisfied with it, I'll mark it completed. And then your payment or the agreement or whatever we agreed to exchange for that particular smart contract will be delivered to you. There are several smart contract platforms that I think there's one for Socials. Socials is a funded project under Cardano Project Catalyst, and they have a platform where even jobs, you can do online jobs, take online jobs over there. You can just go there. There are several recruiters and employers. They can give you certain activities or tasks to perform. And thereafter, you just come to report. If you are successful, they pay you an amount of data. Now, Basho basically is about the operational resilience, where they want to strengthen the ecosystem, make it more robust and resilient by trying to bring in more developers and engineers and partners on board to make it more resilient for adoption and for scalability and for more impact. So Voltaire will then be about governance. I think recently the Cardano brought about several workshops across the world to talk about the CIP 1694 as well as the REPS and the Cardano treasury. So the treasury is what is going to what we are going to be talking about under Project Catalyst, because the Voltaire era will give power to people to be able to vote on ideas, to be able to decide on what the ecosystem should do, what projects should receive funding, and how much money should go into a particular funding. So I think that the recently funding had about 50 million at either allocation, and there is another upcoming fund called Fund 11. I think our presenter on Cardano Project Catalyst highlight on that. So during Madame Etienne's presentation, she mentioned that Cardano is Africa bias. Why Africa bias? Because they have come to realize or understand that Africa presents a lot of continental opportunities that they can live with, because we have developers, we have several opportunities that the ecosystem can really provide. So what they want is that they want users and even businesses as well as our governments to adapt it, because the rate of adoption is usually very low when it comes to Africa. So in fact, focusing on Africa will allow our government, various governments, to be able to understand or explore blockchain and adapt it. Not to regulate, but adapt it and see how they can also improve or leverage these opportunities to improve traffic accuracy and efficiency. And the second goal is to train and educate local developers, be able to create solutions for local problems. How many of us are web developers? Is there any web developer here? Maybe anyone, but anyone who wants to learn about web development. Okay, so I see some of us are interested in that, and that's quite interesting. So when you are a web developer, you'll be able to learn about blockchain engineering and development, and develop some decentralized applications, leveraging the Web3 platform. Now, we'll look at some real use cases of Cardano. And going by Charles Hoskinson's definition, he said it's an open platform. Now, Cardano is an open platform that seeks to provide economic identity. So there are three key things he's going to highlight: economic identity to the billions of people who lack it, by providing decentralized applications, which is dApps, to manage identity, value, and governance. So identity is one key thing, because identity is basically your personal details, your personality, and a whole lot. Do you think that there are certificates and credentials, or even documents, confidential documents, and some other agreements and smart contracts can really, let me not just smart contracts, but let me just contracts and agreements and certificates are something we can put on the Cardano ecosystem or on the Cardano blockchain that can easily be verified. And by so doing, it makes identity very strong. It strengthens identity. Today we have seen several fraud activities often around impersonation. Someone can just pick your data, go anywhere, and then lie. Or someone can just impersonate another person to commit crime, and it brings several problems. Also, there are instances where there will be a recruitment activity, and someone can just impersonate him or herself and go there with certain wrong data or wrong information, which cannot even be verified, and the person will be successful. Even there are some job platforms where people hack into it, and the hacking is not even any serious hacking. They just go there and lie about themselves, give them wrong data, and they end up getting tampered with the system. But when we have a very resilient platform where our identity is being controlled and verified, you will not be able to tamper with anyone's identity. Now, the value aspect of it is the assets, the financial assets, the digital currencies, the smart contracts, the NFTs. These are the value that Cardano blockchain provides for us to be able to manage our assets. And last is the governance aspect, decision making, and the decentralized opportunity for people to have a voice in the ecosystem. So once you are an ADA holder, I think if you have 500 plus ADA, you'll be able to participate in every activity or anything that requires voting from the community. You will need to have at least 500 ADA on your wallet to register as a voter and vote on projects as well as service. So education, as I mentioned, there's a product from the input output called Atlas Prism that supports educational institutions to be able to issue certificates and some other educational credentials on the platform. And this is an opportunity for some of our institutions to leverage to be able to grow. In retail, this is selling of goods and services. There's a product called Atlas Scan that can be used to be able to scan products, to be able to scan even services, because counterfeit goods, as you can see on the data, global economy has lost about $300 billion counterfeit goods, and this has not really been helpful to the global economy. So, but with the Atlas Scan, we'll be able to have, tamper-proof systems that is going to establish what provenance and auditability in order to certify products. Agriculture, supply chain. If you have a supply chain, for instance, if you are supplying a customer with certain products or services, the Imegos Atlas Trace will be used as a platform that can trace the service delivery or the product delivery, and then it will ensure that there will be no foreign material or any interference with your product. So it goes from the manufacturer to the wholesalers, to the distributors, to the retailers, and even to the final consumer. Now, government services are faced with digital issues and causing loss of data, funds, and revenue. And Cardano blockchain empowers government to be able to manage their data very well, as well as their funds. And the Atlas Prism is being developed by the input outputs. And every year or every funding round, they still get resources to maintain this. And as we mentioned, education is the surest way that can get people to be able to understand this. In finance, creating and owning a simple bank account is very difficult and sometimes very costly, because you have to pay an amount of money to open a bank account. Example, certain banks, if you go, you spend over 100 cents to open an account. But with cryptocurrency or Cardano, you don't need any amount to pay. As we are sitting here, you can just create your either wallet on your phone, and then you'll be your own bank. You manage, you can send funds as and when you want to transfer. In healthcare, fake drugs and hard drugs are always traded and smuggled into our systems. And in fact, it's something even Ghana we are currently fighting with, but it's still not. We are still not, making any headway with it, because at our borders or at our custom services, we all see what happens. They check, but what they use to check are the goods and services. It's not really robust. And so you see the customer says they check the goods, they check customers, they check the cargo track, and at the end of the day, we still get the smuggled hard drugs and fake drugs into the system. So with Atlas Scan as a product, to be able to enable what authentication and verification of pharmaceutical products to ensure safety and well-being. So basically, these are some of the use cases of the Cardano blockchain. So you will realize that blockchain does not really emphasize on financial transactions, but basically it presents an opportunity for us to manage our identity, create our value or manage our value virtually, and then also use it as a platform to manage decision-making activities. So I don't know, at this stage, I think we'll just go through the wallet creation process, so that when we get to the catalyst workshop session, it'll be much easier. So there are several wallets supported by the Cardano ecosystem, and one of them we'll just look at is the Uri wallet. So if you have an internet service on your phone, please visit the App Store or Google Play Store and search for Uri wallet, YORORI. For those of us who have it, we can guide the others to set up their wallets, especially my two ladies there who were asking about how I can set up my wallet. So please, there are just some few simple steps you need to follow, and then create your wallet, because it's very important for you to participate So that's the interface. It goes to right wallet, as you can see. You just need to download it, install it, and add a new wallet. So, go back. It's here. Auntie, right here. Hey, Nat, welcome. Yes. Please, we should all have, we should all be able to create our wallet before leaving. Let's not leave here without. Yes, please. So we can go on. So you add wallets. Go to add wallets, create new wallet. Then you name your wallet. You can name it to be your first name or any name you want to name it. And that means that you can have several wallets on the same app. I have 2, 3 wallets. So you name it, choose spending password, and then you get to the recovery phrase section where there will be a display of 15 seed phrase. With this recovery phrase, you will need to write it down somewhere safely so that in case you change a device or you want to access your wallet from a different device, you can use the seed phrase to restore it. Because when you lost this phrase, you have lost your wallet. It will be hard for you to restore it. So please take notes and write it down. Some of us will try to screenshot that. It doesn't support screenshot sometimes. Policeman, so wallet here. Please. Please, who is following? You can, I think it supports desktop. So the one with print pad. Okay, all right. Okay. Nice. And these are. Yeah, you can ask questions. I think after this, we'll take some snack. We'll do the snack break. Then ask questions. Then we'll zoom into the project after this. Or we'll take Mr. Yamin's. I think we'll go for some short break. So that I'll use the opportunity to set up the wallets. Then after that, we'll take the last 3 seconds. Or we'll go on. Oh, okay, all right. So please, what happens is after you write down your seed phrase, 15-word seed phrase, write it down, please. Make sure the writing is clear. Because there are times even yourself, you write something, then later you find it hard to recognize the word. As I speak, I'm a victim. It's what? Case sensitive, yes. Please be careful. As I'm still struggling recovering one of my blockchain wallets. But I wrote the word, I don't know whether it's Avenue or Arena. I can't even, up to now. So sometimes, if you're not careful with your handwriting, you will say you want to write fast. Just a word. It's 15 words. Now I'm struggling with one word.
The first one is Rama, and the last one is
Okay.
and Lama. So is that
Yeah.
and then the ones were passed through. So whatever you want to go in the past time,
Use.
but you didn't have that
Lost.
Listen.
So, yes, to restore your wallet. If you miss one, it changes. You cannot. You cannot screenshot. Write it down. Just write it down. In fact, even the yes, it's even risky. It's risky keeping it there. So yeah, if you write it down, it's better. For everything online like that, I don't think people don't even share their passwords like anyone. Yeah. 24. Yeah, Psalm 12. Yeah. Yes. So it's very important. It's just like having a spare key somewhere. So if you are able to find a spare key, you cannot lock. You can either break, you have to break it or destroy your wallet. And with this, I always see there's no in this crypto, this KY, there's no next of kin like the banks, where they will have to go and say, oh, someone will say if the unfortunate happen, that ends it. So it's always good to have it safe somewhere, or maybe so that the person can. So you can stake. This is how the staking is. You can delegate some tokens, choose a stake pool and your favorite stake pool, and delegate your ADA. That is after successfully creating it. So I'll end it here. I think Nathaniel is here. Maybe we'll take his session on there because we are still on the. We just talked about Cardano blockchain. We talked about the use cases and wallet creation. So maybe it will be good to talk about the governance aspects. And I don't know, and derivatives and governance. That one will just be brief. Then thereafter we can take either project catalyst. Project catalyst should be last, maybe, right? Should be the last session. Let me see if Yaminus. Not. Oh yes, we'll come around and assist them. Let me ask this guy. So I'm going whether it's so I think at this stage, whilst we take our yeah, so I would like to invite Nathaniel Jomina, who is the president for Yafo Institute, as well as the CEO of 8 Block. In fact, he's the man of titles. so he's going to talk about Cardano governance and some other aspects of blockchain, and also let us understand what Yafo and 8 Block does. So Nat, the floor is yours. Can you use this mic? Oh, can you let me just put it here. Is it okay? Okay. This mic is
It's down.
Can't you hook it here? Yeah. Or
It's far.
or should I just hold it?
I want to.
No. Okay. Hello, everyone. I believe we've all been able to create their wallet. Have you all been able to create a wallet? Show by hand, maybe a few people who have been. If you have been able to create it, just hands up. If you have been successful at creating the wallet, hands up. Yeah. So okay, we have one person who have been successful. That's great. Nice. Yeah. Oh, okay. So like it was mentioned earlier, my name is Nathaniel Dramina, President for Yafo Institute and CEO of 8Block. 8Block is African Institute for DeFi and Blockchain. What we do is that we do blockchain policy research and to help in adaptation at the policy level in Ghana. And at Yafo, what we do is that we advance free markets and entrepreneurship and civil liberty and prosperity. Without free markets, everything we see in the blockchain space will not be possible, because the government will tell you that keep your innovations to yourself and they will be the only person to provide. But with free markets, individuals are allowed to create value in the society that they found themselves. And so that is a little I can say on the idea of free markets. We can dive in later on, but today's section is on blockchain. And blockchain, much has been said about blockchain, and we are currently looking at Cardano blockchain. My presentation will touch a little bit on blockchain and will focus more on Voltaire era, because that's what they say I should talk about. We've all had the basis of blockchain. Whatever the app we are interacting with, we are creating our first digital imprint on the blockchain, which is the wallet. It's a starting point, and it's a very ideal starting point. I know that Mustafa was warning a lot of you that hold your seed phrase very well. It's very important that our digital age, it starts with warning. Gone were the days that WhatsApp was just one-way verification, but now it is two-step. And we have had a lot of individuals who have fallen victims to WhatsApp hacks, just because when it comes to security on their phones, they just play with it and they think it is not necessary. Oh, Abi, it is WhatsApp, it's that. But if someone takes over your WhatsApp and asks your friends that everybody should send him 50 cedis because you have been involved in an accident, and all your 1,000 friends send that person 50 cedis, that person is going to be 50,000 Ghana cedi rich. And you that you are sitting there, that money has not even found itself in your pocket. And so that is why our security should be very important to us. We are the only people who can be masters of our security. Now, when it comes to the wallet that we have created, it's the same concept. Guard it well, because at the end of the day, when you misplace it, you find yourself to be wanting. The blockchain era gives us an identity, and it gives us a digital identity. This digital identity comes with our responsibility to protect this identity very well. You understand? So let us not play with that. We have already heard the technology and the extraordinary things blockchain is doing. We talk of finance, we talk of our own social problems. Currently, we are having a delegate conference going on in Ghana. And whatever those people are going to vote for, that is going to be the choice, the limited choices that we are going to have next year, December 7th. But the point is, how well are you involved? So that is where Cardano blockchain comes in. Cardano blockchain has passed through a lot of errors. It started with the Brian, Shelley, Guggen, the Bashu, and now we are in Voltaire. Now, throughout all these eras, Cardano blockchain started somewhere around 2015. Those areas that I mentioned brought about decentralization. Pardon? No. Those areas brought about decentralization, native token, which we call the ADA, the smart contract, and also scaling in Cardano. But in the final stage, which is the Voltaire, I don't know if there will be more things to come because innovations are not limited. It talks about governance. Voltaire's governance structure, first of all, is decentralized. Now, in our part of the world, when we say something is decentralized, we can only appreciate it when we use the Registrar General's office to describe it. In Ghana, if you want to register your cocoa business, you need to register it with RGD, right? Now, if your business is located in Tamale, okay, and you are selling cocoa and masa and the rest, you need to register with RGD. Now, because the service of RGD is not decentralized enough, the whole of Ghana, they have 4 offices. And so if you are in Tamale, you have to travel all the way from Tamale to Kumasi. So imagine your business capital is 1,000 Ghana cedis. You know that cocoa, even your father will even dash you the millet. And you can use the 1,000 cedis to buy something and you can start this business. But here you are supposed to register the business. And when you scan to get information in your research, you realize that the only place you can register a business is to travel to Kumasi. You are in the north, you don't even know anybody in Kumasi. So when you travel, ideally, you come to Kumasi, you need to have a place to stay and sleep. Even if it takes you 2 days, you need to come to Kumasi, come and lodge. If it's 150, you may spend 3 days, 450 is already gone. Now, the cost of what you are going to do, you may even miss some document. They say, oh, go and bring it. This is very, very important. You have to bring it. Then you have to travel back to Tamale to get that document and come back again. And so by the time you are even done with just business registration, your startup capital will have been what? Done. And that is the problem we have in this part of our world. And so if the service of RGD is decentralized, you have it at Tamale. You just walk to the office, you register your business, case closed. So the same concept, decentralization, you are able to participate in it at your local level. You don't need to worry yourself. That is why most Americans, they don't live in Washington, DC, where their government is. But wherever they find themselves on the 50 states of America, everything that they need government to do, they can get it done. Even in a village, they can get it done. You understand? Even here, some of the salary workers, depending on the kind of bank you are dealing with, if you are in a very remote place, you have to travel to town to cash out. And that is not decentralization. So Cardano is giving us decentralization with Voltaire. And he says that wherever you are in this world, you have the chance to participate in the governance structure of their ecosystem. And so if we talk about decentralization, that is how beautiful the concept is. And so if you are taking part in decision making, as has been mentioned in Cardano, you don't need to go and maybe buy visa and travel to Washington, DC to be there before you take the decision. No. You don't need to maybe travel to Parliament House to take the decision. Like some people say, our MP doesn't come to the constituency at all. We don't see him. It's because it is not decentralized. It's a national parliament. If it's a decentralized parliament, you find your MP comfortable sitting at home and working for you, and you can see him. But our case is not like that. But Cardano is giving us that. It says decentralized governance. And so we sit in our homes, we pick our phone, we are participating in the ecosystem. And so today we have created the first Cardano wallet. It helps us to participate in the ecosystem. So how is the structure like? It is in 3 steps. The first step is the constitutional committee, and then we have the DREP, and then we have the stake pool. The constitutional committee is a setup of the Cardano governance structure is a setup of protocols. We call it smart contract. Smart contracts are self-executing. So the protocols, we have the committee have defined the protocols. If A happens, B should follow. If B happens, D should continue. In that manner, the committee has defined the Cardano constitution. Now, the reason why it is the committee that defines the constitution is because when you go down to Voltaire era, where we had the John Locke's, those people who were pioneering democracy and separation of powers, when they wrote the constitution, constitution, when you open the first page of your constitution, we call it preamble. The first phrase there is "we the people." Have you asked yourself, why is it "we the people"? It's because the people existed first, and the people decided that they will create government, or they will create the constitution. Okay, and then when the people created the constitution, within the constitution they created what? Government. That is why people can accuse the government that what you are doing, you are exceeding your power. That is not the power I have given you. Stick to your functions in the constitution. What is the function of the president in Article 57? Stick to it. You just say it. Mr. President, you are exceeding your boundaries. Stick to it. That is that simple. Okay, so when you come to the Cardano ecosystem, we have the same thing. Okay, so the people have defined the constitution, and the constitutional committee has been created by the people to say that should, in case we want to even come back and amend, we should be able to go to the constitutional committee and change. Maybe we said when B happens, F should follow, but we say no, if B happens this time I want J to follow. The people have that luxury to come and do that. Now, if you are comparing to the normal democracy that we have, which is a brick and mortar democracy, this is what we call the liquid democracy. It's fluid. So in the constitution, when we want to amend, our amendment process are defined into two ways, right? We have the entrenched and non-entrenched. The non-entrenched, they have a very long process. No, the non-entrenched, they have a simple process to just amend. Parliament can just pass a law and amend. But the entrenched ones, you can't amend. You have to go through what? Referendum. Is that not what we say? So if you want to create region, you have to do referendum. Come back to the people and come and ask them, I want to amend this portion of the constitution, but it is not an ordinary portion. So we have to what? Vote. That is why they come to us for us to what? Vote. In a liquid democracy, what we have in Cardano is fluid, because we have codes that we can easily make it. We are using technology, and so it is not fixed or like a brick and mortar that, or we have to have the electoral commission standing here. No, we can stand in our room and just cast our vote, and we have participated in the democracy. You get that is what makes it liquid democracy. And Cardano is not the only people using liquid democracy. European Union are using liquid democracy. There's a concept we call smart cities. Smart cities, they are also using liquid democracy. So people can come and vote and say we are fixing our road here, and then they just vote and fix it and get it done, and they are moving on. So that is the concept. So we employ that aspect a bit. Now we have gotten the concept of the constitutional committee, right? Now we come to the next structure, which is the DREP, the delegated representation. Now, delegated representation is what we already do, that we have voted for an MP to go and represent the entire constituency in our local democracy, right? So in our liquid democracy on Cardano, we can also delegate and say, oh, me, I have the vote, but for one or two reasons, I may be caught up in our activity. I may not be able to go through the proposals and read the kind of changes the community want to do. And so I am delegating my vote to this person, because you know that he will get the time to go through them, have the time to read, and make a very good decision on your behalf. And so you delegate for the person. You understand? And then you do, and the other person will go and cast the vote for you. Now, another beautiful concept of liquid democracy is that you can come back and take your vote. That is liquid democracy. I delegated my vote to this gentleman, Mustafa, and he went to cast the vote and it wasn't in my best interest. I can come back and take my vote. You understand? And that is the beauty of it. But in our traditional, I like comparing so that we get to know that there is an innovation that is really ahead of us. In our traditional system, let's say you delegated your vote, the person went to cast vote for a candidate you don't want, or maybe you even liked. And when you even liked, and now the person is, you thought the person is A, now he's exhibiting characteristics you don't like. What do? Somebody is shaking the head, I say nothing. You understand? Because the rigid system that we have created, we can't do anything but wait for 4 years before we can say, okay, now I'm going to vote and change you. 4 years. 4 years. What if the person pass law within the 4 years and cut all the head of those who would likely vote against him in the next 4 years? You understand? So that is the danger of our brick and mortar democracy. In the liquid democracy, you cast the vote, the thing is not going well. Hey, you said you are going to fix the road. We voted for you, or you said you were going to make our app, our wallet compatible with other cryptocurrencies. We've agreed. It has taken 1 year. You have not done it. We think you should stop. Give us how much have you spent? You say, okay, I spent only 30% of the budget. I say, okay, then the 70% we take our turn back. Leave here. It's that simple. And the Cardano community does. It says no report, no funding, because you are accountable to the people. And so you can't say you won't report. I happened to be at the energy conference where we had the chairman of, let me say, a representative of GMPC who came there, and in the panel discussion, the issue of accountability came up. And this gentleman was like, GMPC accounts to Ghanaians. And they were like, he should define the kind of accountability he's talking about, because everybody was confused at the forum. And he was like, GMPC reports to almost about 26 committees in Ghana, and it includes the national parliament. And the parliament is the representation of the people. So if they go to parliament to go and read their annual report, then they have accounted to the people. Everybody started laughing. You understand? So that is his level of accountability. So but what about our Cardano ecosystem? We are accountable to the latter. So we are accountable to the people. And your report is very open, transparent. Some of us don't even know where the GMPC annual report is to even download it. They say they have submitted to Parliament. When was it submitted? You don't know. But in the Cardano ecosystem, when disbursements are made, they tell these are the funding that qualifies. This is what happened, and that is the beauty of transparency. They could have decided not to announce it and just publish it in the paper somewhere. When you say about it on the website, but they are taking accountability to another step to make it reach you, and that is what it is for. So we have to cherish the tenets of the system that we are in. The democracy that some of us say it is not working for us. It's not that democracy is not good, though. It is vampires that are managing it. It's not that democracy is not good, though. The people who are managing it are vampires. So they are milking or they are drinking blood or everything from the state. And so that's why we are complaining about the system. But the same system is functioning very well elsewhere. You get it? So let's come to the final aspect of the governance, which is the SPO. So the SPO basically stands for stake pool operators. So what stake pool is a bit technical for the managers of the stake pools. But those of us who are not the managers of the stake pool, we just delegate tokens. And what they do is that a lot of activities goes on the network or on the blockchain. So they validate some of these activities that goes on the blockchain. Now, when they validate the activity, they are rewarded for validating the activity. And when they are rewarded, because you have delegated your tokens to the stake pool, you are also going to receive part of these rewards. So, like the entire blockchain was set up, it is very great because of how decentralized the network of computers are. Okay, and what the operators do is that they are also holding a copy of everything that is happening on the blockchain. They also have a copy. Now, to corrupt the blockchain, the operators must corrupt the copy that they have. You understand? Because they are not corrupting their copy, to make sure that the blockchain is intact, maintains its integrity, has is more secured and immutable, then they are supposed to be rewarded. And like the initial footprint created by Satoshi on the Bitcoin blockchain, he created it in a way that if you want to be a bad actor on the blockchain, you will be spending more money than being a good actor. So it's a system that if you are going to be honest and work with it with integrity, they will pay you for being honest. And if you are not going to be honest on the thing, you are not going to be what? Paid. You as a person, what is going to be your choice? Looking at the two incentives. You understand? You are definitely going to be what? Honest. You get it? Good. So in this country, we have had situations where Mustafa can buy a land, and the same land, 16 other people can buy it. And that is not the dangerous part. The 16 other people buying the land is not the dangerous part. Okay? The dangerous part is that all the 16 people will be able to register that piece of land at Lands Commission and have a better title from the government. And that is what's more dangerous. And so we ask ourselves, who is being corrupt at the centralized point where they are supposed to register our lands for us? What incentive do they have to be honest? That is a system. You get it? So there are some litigation issues you follow, and it's not just about the scam. You go inside and you realize that people have like quality document to stamp government of Ghana seal, bang bang, and you look at it and it's like, Charlie, how? You get it? I remember in one of our classes where we were doing a land title research, and the lecturer was emphasizing on it that as a lawyer, or if you become a lawyer and you don't take such importance, you can even go to prison for leading your client to buy a property that is bad. And I was like, wow. And so he was stressing on how you have to do such, how it's very, very important. And this is the system that we are living in. And this same person is stressing, and he's telling us that sometimes don't go with the official things, leave them, use common sense. How can you gather all the common sense in the world? You understand? So it's like a terrain going to be full of experiences. Today, when this happens to you, tomorrow you rise up. And that is not something that we need for certainty of comments. You get it? And then he says that sometimes you can even, he says, he made an example that he has somebody at somewhere who can sign the signature on the land title for anybody in Ghana. He just has to look at your signature and you pay him, he will sign it. It's like, wow. But today, thank God, we have our digital wallet where nobody can access our recovery fees and nobody can sign it, because we are the only persons who have access to it. You see how beautiful such thing is, the problem that is solving. You understand? So if you are supposed to sign it, you are the only person with the seed face to even log in and sign it. You see it? So these are our challenges in our society. And if we are having, let's say, a land management system that is being run by blockchain, and you have your land titles minted as NFTs, you can see the land title. You click on the NFT, you know the owner of the land. You go to him straight, because you know that those details, they don't change. You have trust there. But here in this system, they say if you want to go and do set, go to where? Lands Commission. You go to Lands Commission, you get owner of the land, Elizabeth Opoku. Let me give a typical just an example. You buy a land from one Elizabeth Opoku, okay? I'm using Elizabeth Opoku as a dummy name. You buy from Elizabeth Opoku. The person selling to you say, oh, the land belongs to Elizabeth Opoku, but she is dead. But she's my sister. So I'm selling it to you. You have bought it. You go and do the checks at Land Commission. It is true, Elizabeth Opoku. Now you are building. Another person comes that, no, I have not sold my land. I am Elizabeth Opoku. I am not dead. What do? You understand? So we need certainty of information, and we need to have a way to verify information and to be able to trust it. And that is what blockchain has come to do. Blockchain is not even saying, blockchain system is not even saying you should trust it. It is already trustless from the word go, because we have people who are workers. We can say the SPOs. We can say they are workers at the Lands Commission, like the SPOs, okay? But they have more incentive to be what? Honest, to be more of persons with integrity. And so for them, you are rest assured that they are not going to what? Touch anything of yours. They are not going to spoil it. They are not going to destroy it, and they are going to give you the accurate information, right? So basically, when we are looking at the governance structure and we are talking about Cardano, these are what Cardano brings to bear. These are what Cardano brings to you. And Cardano summarizes its governance with one simple phrase, that they are here to empower the marginalized. That is why Mustafa mentioned that Africa is like, it's having what we call a soft spot in the Cardano ecosystem, because the ecosystem is here for the marginalized. And if you are looking for marginalized people in this world, you cannot come here and say you didn't find some, because in fact all of us here are marginalized. From our local government, we don't participate. From our district assembly election, we don't even know how it is going. You understand? But we are here. It's not that we have traveled though. We are here. We have not gone anywhere. But how many of us are aware that local assemblyman election is ongoing, or they are preparing grounds for assemblyman election? You see, very few. So we are here. We are not asleep. We wake up every day. We watch the news. we go to our workplace, but we are still what? Marginalized. In our bank sector, we are marginalized. There are people who don't have requisite ID cards to even open a bank account. You understand? So they are also marginalized. The women here, most of us, or most of, I won't say I'm not a woman. Most of the women in business, they run businesses, but they don't register their business. Why? Because if they want to go and register, the process there, you have to know somebody. At the end of the day, it even turns into harassment. They try to stay at home and run their business. You understand? And the woman not being able to register their business, no bank will deal with such a business because it's not registered. And you deprive the women of what? Access to credit for their business. And these are people, it's also what? Marginalization. You get? So these are our society. If we say we want to talk about the problem of our society, in fact, we live it. So it's like a picture. We don't even describe it, we see it. Like they are so visible that we are able to see them and recognize them. So blockchain is here for us. Let's embrace it. Let's welcome it. And it is here to empower we, the marginalized. And so if you hear on any platform and you see a bigger entity, a centralized entity saying that they are cracking down on the blockchain, it is because they want to take the power that you get on the blockchain away from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nathaniel. So that's Nathaniel joining up for us from Yafo East. Let's give it up again for him. In fact, David, I sent you a very short notice invitation and he was able to make it. In fact, when I was me inviting you, he said, oh, he would just make it brief. But this brief presentation, I'm just wondering if he had if he had brought here a full presentation or official presentation. But anyway, thank you very much for that highlights on the blockchain, Cardano governance, and the future of blockchain. So we'll just at this day, I think we should take few questions, maybe 1, 2, 3, and then we'll take the next session, or go for a short break, then we'll return for the last 2. So questions time, please. Feel free and ask questions. You don't, yeah, okay.
About the pieces that was there, we have to control the pieces on this space.
The phases, is it the development phase? Or which? The Baron, that is for the Cardano development phases. It's for the team. That's how they are deploying the Cardano ecosystem one after the other. So I think the latest is the Voltaire era. So, but for you as a community member, all you do is just to also contribute your ideas, okay, and also give feedback in regards to how they can, achieve the development phases. Yeah. Any other question? Wallet and If you have questions around the wallets, around Cardano, you have questions.
The staking, are we using money or what? What do you do for the staking?
So you stake with she's asking, are we using Binance to stake? No, you stake using the wallet, please, the Royal wallet. So after successfully creating it, you will see that part where it's written delegation or stake your ADA. So you go there and then you stake it with some other stake pools. Is that okay? So when you go, you can select WADA, you can select the WADA team is here. So you stake your ADA and then you earn rewards. Yeah.
The next stage is to feed your wallet. And you can feed it by buying some ADA from, I'm sure, Mustafa, Jerry, and a lot of people here. Yes, currently ADA is $0.31. So if you want to buy ADA, you see any person, you give him, because they do exchanges. If you give them the CDs, they'll be able to give you ADA. So the transaction, I'm sure, I don't know whether most of you will be doing it. You send him your wallet, and then he send it to you. So you receive ADA into your wallet. Yeah, that's the wallet is your account. Have you created? No, you send an address. If you've created your wallet, if you can open your wallet, I would show you. So when you open your wallet, you see that up there is transaction, send, receive, date, and all those things. Yes, so if you want to get ADA into your wallet, you buy it from any of the people who deal, and there are a number of people who deal. You give them the amount you want to buy. You want to buy 10 ADA into your wallet, and then you would copy this and send it to the person. Yeah. And don't try to write it. Copy. It's plenty. And if you miss even one letter, it can go into somebody's. So will the address be the same when I'm buying from a different person? You can keep one address, but it's advisable that anytime you create a new address. Yes. So when you you can do another address to give you another address. So you copy it, then you send it to the person. Then the person will give you the ADA. So the ADA comes into your wallet now. So let's say I have 10 ADA. It's in the wallet. I don't want to spend it. The reason why we are saying Cardano is much, much better than the other Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. I know they are Bitcoin lovers here. Please, pardon me. When the 10 ADA is in your wallet, you can decide to stake it. It's like savings. And then it will grow. It will be there. If you don't want to use it, it will grow by staking it. If you don't stake it and it's in the wallet, it wouldn't grow. So that's what we said, the stake pools. When you go to the stake pools, there are so many stake pools. Small Africa, blah, 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 CNC. If you want climate change stake pools, they are there. But please stake with WADA. WADA stake pool. Stake with WADA. Search, you see WADA stake pool. So please stake with WADA stake pool. And then you'll be getting interest. The other thing is, that is getting ADA into your wallet. But if you don't want to, I don't have money, so I don't want to buy ADA. They're going to explain some of the ways you can earn ADA from Project Catalyst. Somebody is going to take us through Project Catalyst. And that one, there are 2 phases, 3 phases. Either you write a proposal, you win the project, or you do assessment. It's free assessments. What bring you do assessments? You assess the projects, and if your assessment is good, you explain it. You get ADA into your wallet.
So when you take your ADA, when you need the money?
It's not fixed. You don't need the money. You can just go for the money. Like you would, if you want to spend the money, you know your your password. You would send you ask the person that you bought the ADA from, or any of the people that is dealing, that I want to change my ADA to CDS. So the person will tell you that, okay, the person will send you an address. Then the ADA that you want to change, the amount, we will explain it when he's doing. Are you going to go that way?
I'm talking about when you invested with water.
Oh, but we don't. If you want to take it, take it. It's not locked.
How do you take it from?
It's there. It's still in your wallet. It's just that.
But when there is an increment, it will pop up in the
Yes,
wallet.
yes. You see that your rewards. There's a section.
So when you need the money, but you have to sell it before you get the money.
If you want to chop the money, you have to sell it, because you can't chop the ADA in Ghana. So if you want to chop it, you have to sell it back to CD. So the person who bought it for you, you can easily ask the person that now I want CDs. So this time it's you that will send the ADA to him. Then he will change it into CDs. So he will send you address. Then you put the ADA in, and then he will give you CDs in your Momo. Do you understand? Yeah. Yeah, actually, when you stake, it's not like the interest is every time. Yeah, like the banks is monthly, but here is the first time I think it's 2 weeks, but then after that every week, every 5 days, or whatever. But depending on your ADA. I read somewhere, if you have 1 billion ADA and you stake, you get 30% profit.
1 billion.
1 million. Yeah, 1 billion.
1 million or 1?
1 million.
The 10
Hey, tell you that, yeah, you don't expect too much. Oh.